I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. Oh, that's a long sentence. I ran out of breath. Welcome. If this is your first time watching, hi, welcome. Let me know that you're watching. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Share if you want to share, if you have friends that you think might like things. Today I've got the Christmas words collage hybrid embossing folder that we're going to be playing with. I love doing different techniques, different ways to use things. It's usually some form of card making tutorial, but sometimes other paper crafting. Today I'm going to go through and show you 5 different ways that you can use the embossing folder and dies, and then I'll do my usual 3 cards using some of the sentiments that we end up doing. I love embossing folders, just have endless possibilities. I have many videos on using embossing folders and the different things you can do with them. So if you've got embossing folders in your stash and you want to get some ideas on new ways to use them, go ahead and look through. I need to organize them in sections because I've always just done it as episodes, and now that I'm on episode 222, it's just a lot to look through. So I get it. I'm sure if you type in embossing folder and then my name, some of them will come up. If you're looking for more, but hopefully today can give you some ideas, because you can use it even if it's not a hybrid embossing folder. You can use some of the techniques. If it is a hybrid embossing folder, you can use pretty much all of the techniques. It might be slightly different because these are words versus pictures, and it depends if things are symmetrical versus not. I actually made the mistake of trying to do a technique from the deboss side, and then I went, oh yeah, it's words, it's going to be the wrong way. So anyways, just a few things to think about because it is words. I do have there's a bunch of stuff happening right now for deals and stuff with Stampin' Up. I'm going to flip the camera and I'll just show you the flyers. I think it's easier than me just telling you. A little more exciting. You can see pictures. And then we'll get crafting. I do want to, so World Card Making Day is this Saturday, 4th. I think it's Saturday. Hi, Linda. So you can register with Stampin' Up! If you just go onto my page. There should be a place to sign up. It's free. They are playing with a card making kit that I had shown a couple weeks ago. If you don't have it, you can still watch it. You could still craft while, it's entertaining. They're really good. And sometimes you just learn some new kind of tricks and tips and tricks that you can apply to just your everyday crafting. So if you're wanting to watch that on Saturday, I think you need to register and then they'll send you the link. I think, or it might just be on their Facebook page, but they do say to register, so I'm not sure. I think there might be, sometimes there's prizes, so it's worth registering, especially since it's free. All right, let's get turned around. We'll do the awkward. I just can't do it without sticking my hand in. Hopefully the volume is okay. I'm trying to use my microphone. We will see. And I can see messages. Yes. All right. So this is the hybrid embossing folder. So this is the embossing folder and this is the die. So the die is just one solid piece, and when it's a hybrid embossing folder, it means you can emboss and cut at the same time. Now you can, I don't know if you can see it in the video. There's a bit of red around because I did, red is just like the messiest thing ever. I cut red cardstock and it leaves a mark. I cut any other cardstock, it doesn't leave a mark, but it's meant to be cut. So it will leave a bit of a mark, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not going to cut through your embossing folder. See, it fits together like a puzzle. If you just wiggle it around and it's not moving, you know you're in the right place. You put your cardstock, close it, and then you have cut out sentiments. I do wish, and I'm going to put it in the suggestion box. I don't know about you guys. I wish they would have a stamp that matched this. So like one big stamp as well, where you could stamp, but I will show you a way to remedy it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn close. It works really well with this one. So it's just one extra, well, it's not one extra step because you'd have to stamp in the extra step the other way. So anyways, that is the hybrid embossing folder. For the cards, I did pull in this. I've been wanting to play with this. I really liked this stamp set, and I bought it while they had their little stamp sale. It is such a cute little Christmas stamp set. So I'm going to use that. Oh, I did say I was going to tell you all the stuff happening. It's October 1st. So exciting things. So Stampin' Up! Has a join deal for the month of October. It starts today. There's 2 options. So you can spend, so normally our starter kit is $135 and you get to pick $165 worth of product. For the month of October, if you are not already signed up and you are new to join, you can pay $48 and get $165 worth of stuff. That's like a whole lot. That's a third. So you're like 60%, 65, like 66 point whatever. It's a lot off that you're getting your product for. So if you have a list of items, even more than $48, why not? Like, it just doesn't even make sense not to join for October. The second option, if you want to, like, say you've been saving for the starter kit, or that's kind of the budget you had in mind, then you can spend $135 and then you get $252 worth of product. So both are great deals. Just depends how much product you have on your wish list and what you want to do. Although, I mean, it's not the same, but those are the 2 deals that are happening for the month of October. So if you've thought about joining, or you just have a large wish list of items that you would like to purchase, take advantage of it. And then you can have a discount after that if you want to keep on. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, so we also have a new release of online exclusives for pre-order for demonstrators. If you are purchasing the starter kit, you have access to those items as well. So, and there's some pretty cool, it's all the new packaging and products. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. I'm excited. I was looking at it going, oh no, more stuff. The other thing that started today is it's the registration for this Traditions of Christmas craft class through Stampin' Up. The registration opened today. I don't think it's going to be limited because you, well, unless maybe they run out of, because you need to have purchased either the Suite collection, and then you can purchase the craft class, I think, is what I understood. But if you already have purchased this Suite, you can register for the class, because I think they'll have it on your account that you've purchased it. I have to look into that because I haven't registered for it. I haven't decided if I will or not. But I do know that it'll be a good class because Stampin' Up! Does great things. So like I said, World Card Making Day is on the 4th. And then don't forget, which I haven't picked mine up, but I'm torn. There's been people doing spoilers and showing what's in the advent calendar. To me, the whole point of an advent calendar is to be surprised every day. So I did watch a couple doors being open because I I wanted to make sure that, like, I don't want to say, hey guys, you should get this crafting calendar and let's do it together in December, but then it's disappointing, which, I mean, I should know better. It's not going to be disappointing. It's from Stampin' Up. It's, you know, it's good. It comes with a whole stamp set. Like, yes, it's pricey at $136, but all those advent calendars, like I've bought my husband like the beer advent calendar. That thing was probably almost $200. I do try to get them on sale, or like the coffee or tea, or, you know, they're still quite pricey. But so if you're a crafter and you want to make your December special instead of a chocolate calendar or whatever, I think this is the bee's knees. I've been wishing for a crafting calendar for a long time. So those are all the things. Then there's my class schedule. So October 4th is the World Card Making Day. This is past. The Halloween Memories is coming up. The Christmas Card Crank is coming up November 1st. And the 12 Days of Christmas and, oh, Monthly Card Club. I am kind of stuck right now. I have everything ready for October Club. If you're wanting to join, you have till October 3rd. But with the postal strike, I have not figured out how I'm going to ship stuff. I was looking at alternative shipping options, and oh my gosh, $26 for an envelope was the cheapest I could find. So that is not going to work. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But we're still going to have club. I just might have to figure out a different format. Alrighty-o. So this hybrid embossing folder can be found in our current mini September to December catalog. There's a few, so here's the stamp set I'm going to be using. And then, actually I'm using all three of these, but they're all kind of standalone, but can be used together kind of products. These are just cute tags that I thought were cute. And this is the Christmas Collage Hybrid Embossing folder. So if you're looking for it, it's in the mini catalog. It's on page 57. And that's where it is. All right. So I've got my 5 techniques. I'm just trying to think what I want to start with. I'm going to start with the simplest of simple, except for I'm upping it a little because I'm going to use some foil paper. But you could do this with regular cardstock. It doesn't need to be foiled. I just wanted to, you know, Christmas cards, usually you like some bling, some gold, some silver, whatever it may be. So I'm going to use that. So I'm just going to show you the basic folder and cutting and running it through and what it looks like. So for, you know what, let me try and raise this up. So since we're going to do a bit of this, it just seems too close. I didn't plan ahead. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. A little bit further away. Okay, so we have our base plate, and then you want the gray 3D embossing plate. Oh, that's why there was red. I wondered how I kept getting red on my embossing folder. Now that is explained. All right. Okay, so then I'm going to take my embossing folder. I'm going to put my cutting in there. And then I've cut a 6x6 piece because this is what this is. So it just fits very nicely. And then we put that onto the base. Pull it all out. And you always want to make sure, so before I do, my folded edge of my embossing folder is facing the way that I'm going to run it through. because otherwise, especially with a thick one like this, if you run it the other way, it bunches and then it will most likely crack your folder edge. So you always want to run it in the same direction. And then we get to do, whoopsie, we've already got pieces falling out. We get to do the aha moment. So then you end up with a whole bunch of sentiments in gold. Isn't that pretty? So super quick and easy. But this is why, and you'll see, I'm going to do, well, you'll see. It is a different look because there's a lot of, like usually you'd think, okay, the sentiment would be in gold and then there would be white around it. We will do that. We will do that also. So that is the first easy peasy. Just use it as it's meant to be used kind of thing. Okay, who out there is thinking or wanting the advent calendar? I'm just curious. Am I the only one who is in love with this advent calendar idea? Is it too pricey? Is it... Okay, so my next one is going to be this one. Okay, so with this one, I've got a piece of basic white. I am not going to use the die yet. I will use it, but I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to put my piece of paper. Now, because it's a 3D embossing folder, I do like to wet my paper. You can use a spritz and spritz it. I like to just use a baby, you can see it's curling because I used a baby white, which is moist. And then my paper is moist and it won't crack. But I used it on the back side, not the side that I'm going to be playing with. And then same thing, my folded edge is on that side and I'm running it through this way. And again, so I'm running it through this way, but I don't want to then reverse it and go the other way because then I'm going to be going the wrong way. If you want to run it through again, take it and run it through again. The same way, or turn your thing around, but either way. Oh, I feel like I have a splinter in my finger. Okay, so you can see it kind of bunched the paper, but that's okay because by the time we cut it out, that won't be there. So this is kind of it's not too difficult. You want to kind of try and make sure your paper is locked in back to where it was when you ran it through. And I don't know why I'm having troubles doing that. There's that. It's almost like the paper bunched. Maybe I shouldn't wet it. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to I was going to say I was going to tape it down. Maybe I'm going to just to... You don't have to, and it's not going to make or break this next step. I did not tape it when I did it the first time. I'm just trying to avoid as much frustration and oopsies as possible. So then you're going to take your brayer, but before you take your brayer, so you could just roll ink, and I will show you. I do have one where I've rolled ink, but for this one I want to show you that you can get the foiled look but just on the words. So I'm going to use my Versamark, but before I use my Versamark, I'm going to put my anti-static powder all over here. And then I'm going to roll Versamark. And so the reason I'm leaving this on the embossing folder is because the words the plastic is behind and holding up the words. So I can push really hard and it's going to keep me up top. Now, there is going to be some that goes in between, but it's okay because by the time you cut it out, it doesn't actually show that part. Because the part where it's closest to is not going to get the Versamark. So you will see, it's going to look messy, but that's part of the reason why I left it on the plate rather than taking it off and spraying it, because then your paper will just collapse as you roll, because you want to put, the taping it actually was a bad idea because it's holding it down and moving the paper. I just want to make sure I have lots of Versamark on here. But yeah, so this way it's holding it up. So now when you go to put your powder on, you do not need the folder anymore. Since I've already done gold, I'm going to do silver this time, and I did gold with that one, and I've done silver before. I'm just prepping I'm going to have sentiment to choose from galore. All right, and that's kind of what the bonus of this kind of product is you can just make a whole pile of sentiments ahead of time and then just pull them out when you're making some cards, and then you have all your sentiments ready to go. The only downfall is if you want specific colors, but I find if you keep it, to like gold, silver, I used Secret Sea because I think it could pass as black. So you can see it's making a mess. That's okay. It definitely doesn't, I think because of the Versamark being as, it's sticky. When you do, if I have a chance at the end, I can show you, but I think I have another one where you'll see brayering on color. And you can pretty much get just the color without all of these marks. I just went to town with the Versamark because I wanted to make sure that I got it all. And I am making a colossal mess. That's okay. Okay, oops. I must have missed the H. Now I did this before. If you miss a part, I would just emboss this, heat emboss it, and then go back and add some more brayering after the fact. So let me just get this powder back in the container. You go. I always make sure I put I don't always. I try to always put my cover on because there's so many times I'll be carrying it or I just think, oh, it's just sitting right here. I won't spill it. And I've had some close calls. I don't remember if I actually did spill it one time. And that's why I'm a little more. But either way, it's messy if you do spill it. So just a mental note. Oh dear, hang on. My heat tool is caught in my iPad cord. Okay. Come on, little one. Oops. Now my iPad's unplugged. Okay, I think we're free. Let's heat this up. Okay, so it looks messy right now. But you will see. You will not see the mess once it is cut out. Isn't that pretty? So like I said, that's where the wish of being able to stamp, but then you have to line it up just so. So I could kind of see why they don't do a stamp and they do it this way, but I don't know. I'm hoping one day one of these hybrid folders will have a stamp that matches. Because it just gives you that many more possibilities of ways to use it. You could do it, like you could cut it out without embossing it and just have it stamped. You could stamp and emboss. You could do all of these things and not use the stamps. You could, it's just so many, that many more possibilities. Endless possibilities. But this is how I got around it. Got my stamped look. And again, you can do this with colors. You don't, and it does, it's less messy and less, it looks much less daunting with the ink. So I probably should have showed the ink version because it would have been much less. Oh my gosh, look at the mess she made. But this way you'll be like, wow. So my H I missed, the C is and the M. So if you're really picky, you could come back in and kind of find that and just do, so again, you want to make sure that you've got your anti-static, and I'm just going to come back with the, I'll try and get that on the M and the C and the H. And hopefully we got it that time. Of course, I put my silver away. That's okay. Let's see. Bring our silver back. Maybe I was just talking too long too. And hopefully there we go. That worked wonderfully. So you can see, you can, say it's your first time doing it and you really went too light and it's only partially, it just doesn't have enough coverage. You can go back and do it again because you're not having to find that spot to stamp again. So I guess there's the bonus. It's easier to redo. Now, I did, in one of my inking techniques, see that might be, I might have gotten a little crazy. Hopefully that doesn't show up. Maybe I should have wiped it off. See this joy here? I feel like it's gonna, where's my little brush? Of course, when you need it, you can't find it. I had it out. I was using it. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna be dangerous. Just try and, it's a little too close for comfort. Same with this, but since I don't know where my brush is, I'm just gonna go with it. It is what it is, and you'll see what the results are. I'm being the guinea pig for you, doing all the trial and error. Okay, so now that that's done, you're going to come back in here and make sure you have it the right way. And you're going to try and get it back in those spots. Now, the thing, so because we're going to cut it out this time, I'm going to find that puzzle piece. Come on. Okay, there. So that's in the puzzle, and I'm going to turn it around. Now, this looks good, but how I'm going to know is I'm going to turn it around. I don't know if you can see that. And I can see that it looks like my paper is sitting where it needs to sit. This one might be slightly off, but I'm not going to start fiddling with it because it looks pretty darn good. And then once again, you want your folder edge running through the machine. Towards it rather than away from it. Ugh. And you've got bonus hair. Okay, are you ready? Ready. Thanks for watching, Linda. Hopefully you can see it on your phone, or you can always watch. Oh, see? Yeah, I went a little crazy. So this one does have a little bit of extra. This one has a wee bit. So I did go a little crazy on my Versamark, but this one, like a lot of them are good. I wonder, this one I was worried about, but see, it's just a teeny bit, but it's got a lot. I'll show you the gold one that I did. It probably doesn't have as much embossing powder, like I wasn't as heavy on the Versamark, and it definitely worked to not get powder, but see how I had scraped the joy, but now it's almost like you've stamped the image, but then it's embossed on top of that. Most of these are good. Actually, I'd probably use them all. This one, I don't know. I don't know if you could scrape it off. That's the only one that's really got a very obvious powder on it. And then, so, you know, you can see most of the excess powder got cut away. So, and like I said, when you do it with ink, it is much easier to just lightly roll over because you can see it. Whereas the Versamark, you can't see. So that is the one downfall. You could be lighter handed and just many times and then do it several times versus trying to get it all done at once. Because, you know, when you're on video, you just got to get, oh, it doesn't want to focus. Hocus pocus, there we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that is technique number 2. Number 3 is, which one are we going to do here? Okay, so this one, we are going to take the die out to begin with. And I think I'm going to run it through twice again. And I will tell you why. I'm going to put color. So this is the one where I made a boo-boo. As you know, sometimes like when you have this, but it's a picture or it's symmetrical, you can color the deboss side and then have that nicely colored. But because they're words, obviously they're the wrong way. So we are going to put color on the embossing side. I guess technically it debosses where you're putting the color, but I'm going to take Secret C so it's nice and dark and I'll be able to see it. So I did do this with Pool Party and it didn't even look like there was color. So it was kind of like a Hail Mary of, okay, I get what I get. I did it many times. But you can see with the Secret C, you can, oh dear, don't stick the folder in the ink. So you can see whether you have ink everywhere with the darker, and I'm not going to worry again about the color on the outside. Let me just set this aside. I am going to have to rinse it off. I should have done the other color first because this is the darkest, but anyhow, so we're going to take another piece of white 6x6 and I'm going to put it on this side. And again, you could, I'm going to do it without wetting my paper so you can see the difference. And I don't really want it to kind of bleed if it is wet all the way through. So it does not look nice. You could use one of the thinner plates and run it through if you didn't want it to emboss and you just wanted to print the words, and then you could die cut it. Oh, I just thought of a whole new way you could use this. So you could die cut and print, so kind of like stamping, only you're not embossing it, and then just use the die cut on its own and cut it out, and then you just have sentiments without the embossed portion. Sky's the limit. You guys just have to like play. I love to just play and try and figure out new things. Oh, see, it moved. I don't know what I did there. I don't know why it moved. That is strange. It's almost like at the end there, I don't know why it's moving, because my other one did that also, and I thought I had done something. I was talking too much. Roll through all at once. I'm not sure how it did that. Maybe just the way the ink is, or the way the cutout are. I don't know. Anyways, by the time you cut it, it just kind of looks like it has a halo effect, but it's okay. So now that we've done that, you want to wipe the color. Or the easiest way to do this, but I don't have a sink right here, but I am going to have to go run my sprayer under the sink real fast, because to take all that ink off just will take longer than for me to run to the sink. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe this as much as I can. Dry it up. Hopefully most of the ink is off. We get what we get. We don't get upset. I'm telling that to myself. Have to convince myself not to get upset. Okay, so here I felt it lock and load, which is good. Then I've got to lock and load this one. And that looks pretty darn good. That looks good. So again, we can come in and you will run it through. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there that it I wonder if I tried to use a thinner plate, if it wouldn't move as much. I don't know. But either way, you've got now you've got the outline stamping image. So this fa la la is a little blurry. People are going to think they need to clean their glasses if you give them a sentiment like this one. Why are all my season's greetings? I'm not going to have any season greetings sentiments. This one's okay, even though it has a bit of spray. This one, not so great. 'Tis the season. So most of them are good. They just have a little bit of extra. But you can see. So now we've got some Secret Sea. Probably could have done that in black and then it would have been more versatile. But I feel like I'm going to use Secret Sea a lot for Christmas cards this year. All right, we've got three different sentiments so far. The fourth one, we're basically doing the same thing, and this will be a good test. I'm not going to cut it out. because I'm going to use this one as a background. And, oh yes, I said I was going to, one sec. I'm just going to wipe the brayer. Get all that. Hopefully you can still hear me. I do have my trusty dusty mic on. All right, so this is cloud cover. So I'm going to use cloud cover, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the white and blue, only I'm not going to die cut it. Because I'm going to use it as a background. You could just run it through the embossing folder, so just embossed without cutting it out, and you would just, but I just thought adding the ink just emphasizes the words a little bit more, makes them pop a little bit more, so you can kind of see. This one is hard to see how much ink you've got. Luckily, my piece of paper is smaller than my folder, so I don't have to worry as much. I think I'm gonna kind of stick it in there. And then you can see it's mostly, I could have looked ahead of time, but it's just adding a little bit of interest to the background. So I wasn't too worried about it being, you know, I'm not cutting it out and using it as my sentiments. This is just going to be the background for a card. It might have even, maybe when I'm taking it out and I open it and then press it again, that could have done it. But yeah, see, it's the same spot. The fa la la la, the good tidings to you. So it could just be where it opens and then closes again. Or there could be a little bit of action. I don't think so though. It feels pretty darn smooth. I think it's me. I think it's the user. So you can see it just makes it pop that much more, but it's tone on tone. So that's going to be a background. Now let's just wipe this again. Oh, and I'll probably have to wipe my brayer again, but that's a lighter color. So I should be able to, oh wait, oh no. I was like, wait, I'm doing the same thing again, but I put my sticky note on the wrong place. Okay, so for this one, I do need to wipe. Do I need to wipe? Yes. No, I don't have to wipe my brayer. Okay, so once again, I will be cutting it. Oh, I guess I will be cutting it out at the same time. So I'm taking some two-tone cardstock. This is Crumb Cake. And I'm just trying to decide. I don't think I want to cut it with this because you'll see. You will see. We're going to do it in 2 steps. Oops. I've got this the wrong way. I want the light side up. Okay. And we'll pull our big boss in here. We'll run it through. Okay, so it does show the white through because I didn't wet it and it's breaking, but that's okay because that was the whole point of what I'm doing. This is why I use the two-tone cardstock, because I am, oops, going to drop everything. This is an old Stampin' Up! Sanding block, but they are available, I've seen on Amazon, probably at Michael's, I would think. And you can come in and you can sand. And again, I'm using the embossing folder just to keep the letters raised so they don't stick down and I don't end up sanding the parts around it. So you can sand as much or as little as you'd like. So that's what I'm going to do to this top half. And then I'm going to show you, so this is where the brayer comes into play, but hopefully I can just, do I have a scrap piece of paper here? I'm just going to let's get some of the ink off so it's easier to wipe. Okay. And then we are going to take some crumb cake and I'll put some ink on some of them, and that way you can see the difference between the Versamark. And so again, I want to make sure I'm kind of locked in there, and I'm just going to come in. Oh, I must have done it this way. It must have worked. That, or I just had a really fluky, easy time the first time I did it. Because I found there was no extra ink. That, or I'm not on, maybe I'm not on the right spot. Either way, let's see how it goes. Okay, now we want to make sure that it is locked in the right spot. It looks like it. And then this gets locked. And that looks right. So when I'm holding it, squeezing it so it doesn't move on me. Yeah, it's all falling out. Okay, so this one's a half and half one. No wonder. This is one that was sanded. So you've got a bit of both, but isn't that like, that makes it pop too. You could use the white ink, but that's super messy, right? So why not just sand it and have that white look without the mess? I think I actually, I don't know about you guys, but I think I prefer the white on the crumb cake than the crumb cake on crumb cake. But that's just me. But you can see it cuts out, it does not, you don't end up with mess everywhere. The way that they put the letters are close enough that you're not getting ink in there, and the ink just all gets left behind. So now I've got many, many sentiments to play with. And we can make 3 quick and easy cards. Let me move my big boss. And I'm gonna come back down with my camera. I'll try not to make you too seasick. I'm not so great at that. Okay, now for the cards. For the first card, we've got some Secret Sea, a piece of crumb cake, and I've got the toque. Now these stamps are reversible, so When you have it one way, it's solid, and when you flip it over, it has the design. So the solid you want to always stamp in a lighter color, and then the other side you want darker. So I think, so this is going to go here. So I need to cut that down. And so I think my toque should be crumb cake with Secret C. If I can find my crumb cake. Now crumb cake is quite dark if you do full strength. So I think I'm going to, you can always test, right? You can go, okay, that's full strength, that's half strength. So, I mean, that's quite dark, that's quite light, but I'm gonna go with the half strength. I just won't hold it as long. So we're gonna do a quick up and down, and then it does really take, it really takes the ink off. Okay, we'll get all the ink we can. So that's pretty good. And then we want to wipe that. Try and keep my brayer away from everything. So it's got ink all over it. And now I'm going to get ink all over my hands. Okay, so we're going to wipe the toque, and then we're going to flip it over so that it has the detailed side. And then we're going to take the Secret C and unfortunately there is no die set for this set, but it's easy. It's easy to fussy cut. It's not a difficult one to do. So have you guys started making your Christmas cards? Of course, the strike, like last year, right at the time. Hopefully it'll end before. I need to mail Christmas cards. That's never fun. So I'm going to cut this down so it's smaller than this. So this is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So I want, where's I'm going to cut it? So I'm going to do 4 5/8 by, what did I say that one was? 3 1/2? 3 1/2. So 3 3/8. But I think I'm going to go a bit bigger here and cut down that top part. Let's cut here. And then we'll go 3. Hopefully I did that right. Yeah. 3 3/8. There we go. You could be random, but I kind of wanted to get as much of the words in as possible. So then we have that one. And we have just our, I don't know where my phone folder. Okay, and I like to, when I have an embossed image, I like to glue it down versus using seal, because it just, I know it's going to grab wherever the glue is versus losing some of the seal. Okay, I'm liking that. I really like these colors. It has not really, I mean, it's been getting a little bit cooler, But I think even the other day it was still 20 degrees outside. Like, it's just not normal for us. It does not even feel like fall yet. Starting to in the mornings. And then I'm just trying to, what happened to my sample? I forgot what I was doing. Oh yes, probably want one of these. And where did my hat? Maybe Season's Greetings or Happy Christmas, Holly Jolly. Where's the, I'm looking for 'Tis the Season. I don't have, oh, that's why I couldn't find it. It's not in white. I don't think I want, but maybe I want to put, oh yeah, that's what I did. I did not plan that well. Oh, I could do, let's do Happy Christmas then. So you could match it and then just have your toque kind of there. That's cute. Or you could, we could use Noel and put it there. Or you don't have to match it. But I think it would look funny if you've got, yeah. So I think I'm going to do the Happy Christmas. Now I could pop it up, or I think I'm going to pop it up because then it just has a little extra oomph. So it doesn't quite fit there. I'm going to use a little one. Little one here, little one here, and a little one here. And a little one here and a little one here. Okay. You guys are quiet today. Okay, so then it's not, you know, if you were gluing it down, you could match it exactly to fit, but I'm just popping it up, but it fits, you know, nicely there. And then you can just find a place for the beanie or the toque or whatever you want to call it. I don't think toque is a word in the US from what I've been seeing. People are always like, what's a toque? Anyways, so this, I wanted to show you. I did the same thing with the, with a red. It was the two-tone. So I've got some white and some colored. So this one is the colored. This one is the sanded off version. And here's the pool party version. So it's a much more subtle. There was pool party on my, and you can kind of see it, but that's, you know, the lighter you go, the more subtle it is. This one I used the, they're from an online exclusive suite. I had them somewhere here and I've lost them. But I wanted to show you also, so I haven't used it yet, but I did. So I tried this with the, this is black cardstock, and then I used the white pigment ink. So you can get that, and you could do it on top, like I said too, but it is a lot messier to work with. So just be forewarned, but it is doable. And you can, so you could, instead of using the white, you could use a two-tone black and sand it off to get the white on top if you wanted, without using the ink. And then you don't have the stickiness, and it's easier that way. Okay, so that's the red, and then this is my, I had done a red on white, but again, I said it's weird how it, in the same place, it always seems to smudge. I think it's just where the embossing folder opens and closes. I feel like that's what's happening. I'll just have to be more, maybe I have to tape it. I wonder if you tape the embossing folder closed so it's not opening and closing when the pressure isn't there. That might help fix that problem. So if you're trying it, try that out. Try taping your embossing folder to see if that works. Okay, which one should I do next? I will do this one. This one, this one, this one. This one, because I like the sweater. I love this sweater that's from the stamp set. And I'm going to use, I used silver in my sample, so I'm going to use gold this time because we switched to the gold writing. So I wanted to show you. So this is from the Branching Out dies, which is in the mini catalog. These are awesome dies, everyday dies that you will use over and over again. It's not a suite, it's just a bundle. So the stamp set didn't really stand out that much. I think it has some really nice sentiments in it, but I was like, maybe I'll just get the dies. But I can't remember why I ended up getting, it must have been the sentiments that I wanted the stamp set for. But yeah, the dies were definitely on my list of wants. So then rather, you know how foil is not the cheap, all paper now, all cardstock is getting more and more expensive. So why not cut out the back of it? Because all I need is the edge of it. You could cut it out and just slip it in that way, but I find it easy. And then if you use, so I wouldn't use glue because unless you were gluing this piece down first, but then you have to glue all around. So what I think is easiest is to put some seal on, line her up, stick it down, and now, I mean, some of this is sticky, but it's held up enough that it, it's not sticking, but I'm on my glass mat either way. And then I've got my Secret C again. Something about Secret C. I love Secret C. I don't know. Oh, I shouldn't have stuck this down. I should have stamped it first. Oh my goodness. Oh well. My bad. Hopefully it'll still stamp okay. Okay. Ooh, this is dirty. Dirty, dirty. All right. So for this, I've liked stamping the detailed side first. I find it easier because that's usually your darker color. And I just find it easier to then line up the lighter side afterwards. So I'm going with the dark and you can see if it's all inked up. And I'm going to put it a bit, not centered, but centered this way, not this way. And then you've got it. It worked. We'll see if it works on the solid part. That's probably the more dangerous one. I guess I could put foam mat or something if I really was super worried about it, but I'm not too worried because with the photopolymer, I love that all of our stamps are now going to be photopolymer. I love being able to see. And okay, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear this, don't listen. One of the new items in the pre-order is a background stamp, and it's photopolymer. And I'm so excited to test it out and see, because it was always said that they kept the background stamps and more detailed stamps in the rubber because it was more, it had the detail better, or I can't remember, the ink, something was better about it. But now with the photopolymer, I know other companies, I've heard like they've been making backgrounds with photopolymer, and they were claiming that the photopolymer has gotten better and better, that it does just as good a job. So I'm interested to see, that's one of the ones I'm going to order because I'm curious to see now that I'm seeing this with the gold, I'm not sure. Maybe I should have changed the colors of my sweater, but anyway, it is what it is. So I could do with love. Now we could put it on here, or the one, my sample I did below, but I think because my other one was with silver, it worked, but I kind of like, ooh, how's that? Love. What else do we have? We have ho, ho, ho. No, don't like that. I kind of like the with love. I like the love. La, 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 la. I think it's too big as well. No, don't like that. What about like, no, that's too much gold. I feel like that's too much gold. The sweater's getting lost. You guys can chime in here. There's peace. Oh, I can't grab. I have no nails. No nails. I'm thinking the love or no. I'm thinking this one. Okay, so I probably should have centered my sweater, but that's okay. So, oopsie. I'm just gonna glue it straight down. I'm not gonna pop it up. Straight like that. And then I had these gold shaker stars. I can't remember which, if they're out of the mini catalog or the online exclusives. I can't remember which suite they came out of, but I thought they would go well with this as embellishment. So I'm just going to put 3 little glue dots here. I'm going to use my take a pick tool that I cannot live without. Take that one. And then we want an open one. I don't know how I'm going to glue that down, but and a little one. Where? These stars are great for shakers, but they're also great as embellishments. There's also some gold sequins, but I think that's cute. Oh, I almost put that on the wrong way. That would have been bad. Now, since I didn't pop anything else up, I think I might pop up the back of this, the whole thing. And so, like so. And nobody will ever know that you cheated, and unless they take your card apart, and they might be disappointed. Or they might think you're brilliant. Could go one of two ways, we don't know. Okay, there we go. So that's the gold version. And where's my silver version? Here's my silver version. So I think the colors work better with silver. I should have changed these colors up, maybe to a red or green. I don't know. For me, the colors aren't totally working, but either way, it's good. So that's the silver and the gold. Now for my third card, I've got, this is where the tags come in. Some more stamps. I'm not sure. This is retired ribbon, I think. I don't know for sure. I need to, I mark my stamp sets and I mark my, usually the papers kind of are easy to know. But when it comes to embellishments and ribbons, I don't know what's current and what's not. So I guess I need a better system to keep track of that. I'm going to put these in little baggies to keep them separate so I can have my little piles and easy to. So right now I did put ones that I pre-did. So this is the one with the gold versus the one with the silver. And then this is with Secret Sea. And I just put it on there. All right, so I've got some crumb cake, some more Secret Sea. Do you see a theme here? And then I've got these tags that I showed you that are in the mini catalog. They're super fast and easy way to make a whole bunch of Christmas tags. So if you are a tag person, if you give gift bags to people, you could make a nice handmade tag, or even to put on presents, however you do it. It's a great, easy, so you could have like the pines, but so I kept that to remind myself I need to take the pines got stuck in here and I left them in here because I knew I was going to use them. So I just thought that's easy. Easy peasy. And then now I didn't lose them. They're right there for me. Okay, so I don't need this. And then these, well, these were to show you. These were to do magic of television, but I forgot the magic part. So this I ran through, and that gives you this one. And then this one is just this outline tag. And through the magic of television, we now have the tags ready to go. And then so these holes match up with this one. So you could leave it loose and just tie it through, but I liked it to show. So you could use adhesive, an adhesive sheet before you cut and make it easier on yourself so that you don't have to put glue dots of glue everywhere. But there's quite a bit of space, like it's not super intricate that you can't come in and put glue dots, so I didn't mind, oops, too much. Come on, dots, dots, dots. Let's go. Okay, so really not much, but it'll stay. You just have to hold it down. So you could put, like if you have a block or something, you can put on it while it dries. And then that will go on there as well. And so I think for this one, we're going to go with silver because my sample is gold. And I used Noel, but maybe I'll use Joy on this one. Let's see. And let's see if I can, this might be too small for some big leaves like this. This kind of dwarfs it. Maybe I should use a smaller sprig if I have one. Yeah, I do. I do. So maybe these two smaller ones. With the Noel, I could use the bigger one. And then I'm just going to put some adhesive here. And then we'll have our sprigs on there like that. And then I'm going to pop this up. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. I'll put a big one on here. And then we can put some smaller ones on there. done, we're going to take some ribbon. So on my other one that I did gold, I used the really pretty, I'll show you the gold ribbon that's part of the, I think it's the sips, cheers and sips and cheers. the drinking, the drinks one, the cocktails one. I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, it looks like it's been pulled around a little bit. I think I like it this way better. And then you can tie it with some baker's twine. This is super old. You can tell whenever it has like the green instead of the black from Stampin' Up, you know that it's coming out of the, but we still have white baker's twine. So, you know, I got to use up my stash, just like you should. Use it. And I wish, I was thinking of ways that I could destash, and one of the things was to use, like, make 6x6 paper packets and give away embellishments and stuff for orders placed. But I have this horrible mailing problem right now, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If you live in Edmonton and you order and you want to pick up, that works. But so there we go. Isn't that cute? And then on here, I'm going to stamp a background to give it a bit more pizzazz. And I just realized I didn't clean these and I had used it with crumb cake. Whew. Okay, let's start with our little, aren't these little mittens cute? Oh, they're so adorable. This whole little, I have to, well, I don't have to find it. I know where it is. I have the, it was like a knitted sweater embossing folder. And I also have, there was dies that you could make the look of the knitted. I love all that. It's super cute. So I'm gonna make it kind of off so it doesn't all look the same. Oopsie, that one I didn't even line up. It definitely won't look the same. So this one will go part way. Okay, then we'll go back to the full. Maybe I should have spaced it out so I could have ended it with the mitts, or I could have cut it. I could cut it down, I guess, and make it fit. No one will ever know. Don't know what it was meant to be. So let's see, let's fold our card base. And then, yeah, let's cut it down. No one will be the wiser. I don't want to cut it down too much though, because so probably just a 1/4 of an inch is good. And so then we'll do a 1/4 of an inch here. What are we at? 3 3/4, so 3.5. I probably should have cut it on either side, but that's okay. So there, that didn't. Beautiful, if I do say so myself. All right, I think this is, again, probably pop this up. But since I've popped up the words, I don't want to put a dimensional in the center there, because if you're putting it in the mail, which the mail doesn't work so good right now, but if you are going to be putting it in the mail, you want it to be able to only be one dimensional thick. I think I have gotten away with 2, but I don't know. I wouldn't tempt fate. Whoops. I feel like even though the ribbon sticks out, it needs to be more centered. I don't know. And then you could add some of the, okay, so this is what I had used on the other cards. They're the faceted snowflakes. They're from the Snowflake Pines, I think, in the online exclusives. Super pretty set. I can't wait to, maybe next week, that's what I'll play with. It's a really pretty, I can't decide. Let's see. Here, and then over here. Oh, those are pretty. All right. I think this is my favorite card. So this is my gold version, but I did it straight onto the background. So it was kind of crumb cake on crumb cake. And I didn't, again, so this is the pretty gold ribbon I was talking about. So now we've got the silver edged, but the exact same tag, some different, I think I could have gotten away with the big sprig, but either way, you could always add it in if you wanted a third one. You could tuck it in there like that. Oh, that's not bad actually. Let's see. Let's add a little glue dot here. And then just kind of get the, oops, let's try and get it back in there. And why is this one getting stuck? There we go. Just there. And it's got lots of sprigs. Yeah, I think I like with the edge, even though it's blue on blue, it's got that pop of crumb cake in behind. I kind of like that. All right, let me move this and then I can bring out my cards for the day. Okay, so we've got, I'm missing some cards. Oh, here they are. All right, let's get this out of the way. This out of the way, this out of the way. Too much stuff everywhere. Okay, so we've got the 2 tags. Uh-oh, this got put on some wet stuff. We've got the 2 background and the sentiments. And then we've got our sweater cards. Let me know what your favorite is, or if you have a preference, or if you, even if you don't have this embossing folder, we've had others with words. We've had other hybrid embossing folders. I can't think which ones right now, but it'd be fun to pull them out and use them. And if you make something, definitely post it and tag me, and I'd love to see what you make. All right, hopefully you enjoyed this week's live, and we'll see you next week. Bye.